All right, how's it going, everybody? A lot of people in here already, so listen, I'm just going to get right to it, okay? So I'm aware of the government posted missing persons poster for Sophie. I have been made aware of that. Sorry, I'm still looking at stuff here. Yeah, so I know it was posted on a government website. There's some mixed information that I'm getting, but I'll the only information that I can really go on, if I'm being completely honest, is the information that I got directly by calling the website and what it takes to actually post that poster. And this is what's interesting is the gentleman that I spoke to that works for the website, I asked him what the process was as far as getting something like that posted. And I asked him if anybody could just post that. He did say no. He said that someone in law enforcement would have to have posted it. And the name that he gave me, I contacted that detective, and that detective denied posting it. The detective was like, I don't know anything about anything being posted or anything like that. He was aware of the case, but he's not on the case. He gave me the name of two other detectives who were on the case. And when I called them, I got voicemails. So I'm hoping to hear back from them. So we do have more solid information. Some things that were flying around as rumor have actually turned out to be fact. And I have some of that information. But it has not been established yet that Michael is considered by law enforcement to be a danger to himself or Sophie or anyone else. That has yet to be confirmed. So I want to be abundantly clear about that. Now, as far as what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the custody order, because that was released after Michael had filed the amendum. Sorry, I got distracted. Sorry about this, guys. 1 second. I'm still getting information coming through here. So, I also contacted John, but I have yet to hear back from him. So, 1 second here. I said amendum. I'm sorry. I meant to say mandamus. Give me 1 second here. All right. So what we have here is the court findings from prior to when Michael filed the writ of mandamus. So again, guys, we still don't know the results of that writ of mandamus. This poster does not necessarily, this poster being released on a government website does not necessarily mean that Sophie's in any danger. I would like to think that it would say so on that post. But it does say non-custodial parent that she is with. But to my knowledge, an Amber Alert has not been released yet. So again, I want to be clear. It's real important that we stick to facts before we start jumping to conclusions and jumping the gun. Because if we start to do that, we could put people in danger, which is why I called these detectives today, because I am trying to get the information, the most accurate information possible, in order to be able to use my channel in the most responsible manner. So if they are considered, if he is considered dangerous and he is considered a danger to Sophie, then I want to be able to have that information and share that. But I also want to be able to be clear and say that you can't consider him dangerous unless it's been made public that he is by an official investigator. So we have to leave this up to the professionals, folks. This is what I've been saying this entire time. This is what I'm going to continue to say. We have to leave this completely up to the professionals. Spreading misinformation, premature information is absolutely and totally irresponsible. But I will confirm some of these rumors here. So the findings of the court, it says the court finds that Michael Long has engaged in a knowing of intentional pattern of behavior that has interfered with the relationship between Sophie and Kelly Long. Number two, the court finds that Michael Long has engaged in a pattern of behavior that has interfered with the reunification counseling between Sophie and Kelly Long that was ordered by the court on about October 2nd, 2020, in which Michael Long agreed was in the best interest of SL. I'm just going to keep saying SL. The court finds that based on the evidence presented, allowing the child SL to remain in the care of Michael Long would constitute an immediate and substantial danger to the child's physical health and or emotional and psychological well-being. So there you have it, folks. As far as the court is concerned, the court is saying that Michael is a danger, but law enforcement has yet to do that. So we have to follow their lead in how they're handling this investigation. It is not helpful for us to start going half-cocked. It is not helpful for us to go start, spreading misinformation. We don't know if he's armed. That's a rumor. That's not confirmed. Details are important, people. So yes, the court found this as far as him raising her, but it's not saying anything to the effect, as far as I can see so far, that it's not saying that him being around her would be dangerous to her. Saying that if she remained in his care, that he would be a danger to her. But it's fair to say, folks, that she's in his care right now. So we have to completely and totally wait until law enforcement makes something public before we start jumping to conclusions and we start taking unnecessary actions. It also says the court finds that it is in the best interest of SL that she be removed from the care of Michael Long for a period of at least 90 days. So it is not temporary. That indicates, or it is not permanent. That indicates to me that it's a temporary by evaluation type situation. It says here the court finds that it is in the best interest of SL that she be temporarily placed in the sole possession of the child's maternal aunt. She's been redacted, obviously, and if necessary, in the temporary possession of the child's maternal grandmother, also been redacted her name. So the court finds that it is in the best interest of SL, JL, and IL that Michael Long have no contact with them for a period of at least 90 days. So he's not even allowed to be in contact with the boys right now. So this court finding so far is real bad on him. And so it says here the court finds that it is in SL's best interest that she and Kelly Long participate in a reunification therapy program. So they're not putting her in Kelly Long's care just yet, but they are trying to go the route of making her ease up to living with her mom, because obviously what we saw was not acting. The court is pretty much finding that. If that's what that's implying to me anyway, that the court did not think that Sophie was acting when it comes to not wanting to be with her mom. So what they're saying here is that it's implying here is that the court finds that Michael was probably coaching her and was psychologically detrimental to her in that sense, seeing as now they need to kind of ease her back into Kelly's life. And I'm only going to go over this once, guys, because this is the kind of thing, this is a private family matter. Now, even though these records are public, I still don't feel that they're any of our business. But in order to assess and get a better understanding of what we're dealing with, as far as if we're dealing with this case like any other missing persons case, which looks to be like it could be the case, we have to deal with it like any other missing person case, as responsible as possible, and try to maintain composure and not let what's going on with the Summer Wells case happen here. We have an insight, though, guys. We have an insight. We have a lot of facts on this family, but we also have a lot of rumors on this family. I'm going to get into what I feel about this so far, in a minute here after I finish this up here. It is ordered that Kelly Long is appointed. Wait, sorry. The court finds that it is a self-best interest that she, Kelly Long, okay, I already read that. It is ordered that Kelly Long is appointed temporary sole managing conservator, and Michael Long is appointed temporary possessory conservator of the following children, JL and IL, or LL. Sorry, I don't even remember their names. The boys, I don't want to. I'm actually glad that I don't, because I haven't asked about them in quite a long time. It is ordered that all times Kelly Long, as a parent, temporary sole managing conservator, shall have the following rights: the right to receive information from any other conservator of the children concerning the health, education, and welfare of the children. Now, basically, this writ of mandamus, from the way I understand it working, that kind of puts this on hold. On a legal standpoint, that puts this on hold. We just don't know what the court outcome is going to be. So technically, we do not know that he is actually breaking the law just yet until law enforcement confirms this. So technically, does it appear that he's in violation of the court? Yes, absolutely it does. But what I'm saying is, we don't know exactly what that writ of mandamus actually does, and if that is actually a loophole that he's capable of using in order to be able to do what he's doing right now on a legal standpoint. I'm not sure if that's the case. Now, okay, it's me. I want to address that too. I asked about that too, as far as where it says it's listed as the abductor. If a child is missing, supposedly that's standard that they, from what I understand, I could be wrong, but from what I understand, it's standard for them to put that on that poster. So we need to hear from actual law enforcement. This is going to get a lot of attention. If she is officially missing, if she is officially considered to be in danger, I'm going to assume that someone who does not have nearly as public a name, at least not prior to her going missing, someone like Summer Wells is going to get as much attention as she's getting. I'm going to assume that Sophie Long would get the same amount of attention. So I want to be abundantly clear about that. We still don't know the actual legal details here as to where he's at. We don't know the results of that writ of mandamus yet. That's all I'm saying. Now, does this look, if you're asking for my personal opinion, does this look real bad to me? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. I'm in no way, shape, or form defending Michael Long here. And I have not been. I've been saying, don't jump the gun, don't jump to conclusions until you have facts. This is the first time that we're seeing this as fact. So when you hear word of mouth from people who don't know anything and who aren't even connected to the immediate family, well then, you can't jump to those conclusions. You have to dismiss them as rumor. It's just that simple. You have to dismiss them as rumor. And it's really funny because let me adjust this real quick. You defended him all along. No, there was a time where I did defend him. And then he did something that made him lose his credibility with me, with other creators, and I blew it off. I blew him off. But what I will not do is sit here and let irresponsible YouTube creators go on their channel and spread rumors and gossip before they are confirmed as fact. I do not take anything back that I have said since I picked this back up. Since I addressed this issue of Sophie, whether she's missing or not, I am not taking back anything that I've said. As a matter of fact,
member reaches out to me, I'm going to listen and I'm going to respond. Because I'm concerned for Sophie's safety. Unlike Katie Joy, I'm actually concerned for Sophie's safety. So I did some digging to find out if I needed to be concerned for her safety. And I have come up short. I do not find any reason why I need to be concerned for her safety as of right now. Maybe in a week, maybe tomorrow, maybe in an hour. Who knows?
all I've been saying this entire time, people, all I've been saying this entire time is wait until you have facts before you start spreading rumors. What if this turned out to not be fact? These court records were closed. Nicole H., I agree with you 100%. Just because pieces of info are coming out right now doesn't mean we have to draw conclusions on anything yet. Doesn't mean it's even responsible to draw conclusions on anything just yet, because it's not. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying follow law enforcement. If I go and I call a detective and I leave a voicemail and I say I need to know if this person is considered dangerous and if this child is in any danger, I need to know what to tell people because I have a public platform to share that information. And they won't share that information? Well, that would tell me that she's not in danger, or at least they don't think that she is. They're not ready to draw that conclusion. Because if somebody is considered dangerous, they want the public to know for their safety and for the child's safety. Law enforcement has not listed her as an listed him as an abductor. You keep saying that. What I'm telling you is that's pretty standard for that website. That is just a government website. Law enforcement has yet to confirm this. And I'm not saying that they won't. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that they won't. What I'm saying is they haven't yet, so don't jump to conclusions. I will absolutely do that, Tara Rice. My entire intention here is to counter gossip with facts, people. That's all I've been doing this entire time. So I can't even relate to you people that are sitting here, and thank you, Kira, I appreciate that. I can't relate to you people that are sitting here and thinking of this on terms of sides. I can't relate to you. Those of you who are looking this on terms of sides, I can't do nothing with you. Don't even bother listening to me. This isn't a question of, this is the kind of ignorance that I'm talking about. This is pure stupidity right here. Can you just fall on your sword and gracefully admit that you got this wrong? I didn't get anything wrong. This isn't a question of right or wrong. This is a question of risking of spreading misinformation. This is a question of making sure that you have facts before you spread information. Plain and simple. Thank you, Beans or Bob. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We don't know what the filings are yet, though, Ninja Mom Life. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't know what the findings are yet. That's it. Thank you very much, guys. I could not agree with you more. Guys, like I said, I don't take back a word of what I've been saying. If this is about Sophie for Katie Joy, telling people to donate money to Kelly's law firm, if that's the case, she's already won. If she knew that this was the actual outcome, I mean, she's already won. Look at the. I just read you the court results. I just read you the findings of the court. So why is she asking you to donate money to her law firm? That doesn't make any sense at all. If you're going to donate money, donate to the Center of Missing and Exploited Children. Donate to a private detective to help find Sophie. See, there are these people with common sense. And then there's these people who are just morons. You're stupid people that you don't want involved in a missing persons case. You don't even want their help because they're going to do more damage than good. Because they're not thinking for the best interest of the child. They're thinking on a level of somebody who can only make sense of gossip. Thank you, Nicole Morgan. Welcome. I agree. The flyer, I mean, the thing is the flyer, I agree. It's definitely a good idea to share that. But my issue is I really want to hear back from one of these detectives because it's not a black and white thing. You don't know the actual details of what the circumstances actually are, where he is, what his plans are. We don't know any of this stuff. So we have to assume that law enforcement, based on what information they're willing to share and what they're not willing to share, you have to just assume that they are making the right decisions and let them do their jobs until they tell us to do something. We're not professionals, people. And the problem is that this is a very public little girl. Michael is a very public man. Now, is it a good thing if somebody spots them and turns them in, says, hey, spots them, calls law enforcement, says, hey, I don't know if this is important or not, but I saw a missing persons thing and I see these people right here. Obviously, that's the right thing to do. But the problem is when you have a bunch of people who have already formed a very, very hateful and negative opinion about someone, that adds to the mix. That makes things a little bit more complicated than just, if you see something, say something. Sorry, guys, I'm still trying to get things. Yeah, so I mean, so those of you that are looking at this from a standpoint of, you know, somebody's right and somebody's wrong. I mean, you're just stupid. I don't feel any remorse in saying that, because this is not, that's completely and totally counterproductive. So all right. It says, let's see, don't kill me, but I'm sure this is not the popular opinion, but what if this was his only do this by the court? I don't understand that question. Forced to do this by the court. I mean, obviously the court had ruled against him. There's no way that he's going to like that, but he obviously believes that Sophie is in serious danger in the care of Kelly for whatever reason. Until we have evidence that of his allegations that the court is corrupt and that Judge Snipes is corrupt, unless we have proof of that, we have to just go by the court decision. We just didn't have any proof that that was the court's decision until just now. So give me a second here. All right, there's Sophie's picture. I'll go ahead and read it real quick. Texas Missing Persons Clearinghouse Online Bulletin. Name is Sophie Elise Long. No other aliases or names. She's 5 feet tall. Her date of birth is 9/16/2010. Eyes are blue. She's white. 95 pounds. She is 10. She went missing at 10 years old. So this just happened here. She's about to turn 11 in September, and she was last seen. This gets me. It says last seen 7/12/2021, but I think that was the date that the missing persons report was filed. So I don't know if that's at the last scene thing. Thanks for stating facts, not gossip for clicks and views like KJP. Hey, that's what I've been doing. That's what I'm going to continue doing. And no matter which direction that this case develops, you guys know that if I think that Sophie is in serious danger, I'm going to do everything I can to share with you any information that's going to be helpful for her benefit, that's going to benefit her and her safety. That I can guarantee you. And I've never, ever, ever given any of you reason that that's something that I would not do. Good. I'm glad she's live, because at this point, I've said it before. People, the only people dumber than her are the people that follow her and take what she says seriously. I stand by that statement completely, 100%, because none of these people were listening to any logic at all. You saw them in the chat, so let them go over there. Let them go over to her live. I prefer to be around people that actually have common sense. Let's see. I'm pretty new to your channel, but I've only heard you speak on being responsible on spreading info, especially unconfirmed. Nothing about sides. Thank you. See, it's the best compliment to me to having a YouTube channel is confirmation that people actually take what I say to heart and pay attention to it. That's the biggest compliment to me. Jill M, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate it. I mean, yeah, like she went based on rumors, and there was more reason to consider them gossip and rumors coming from the source than anything else. Nothing changes that. Nothing changes that. Let's see. Catching up. So Will says KJ is stupid for saying that Sophie was missing, but now he's live up to report Sophie missing. Just checking. No, I'm saying that she's stupid for prematurely saying that she was missing. Jamie? I'm saying that she's stupid for prematurely doing that for the reasons that I explained 100 times, but I'll go ahead and I'll explain it again. Thank you, Busy Bee. Welcome. I'll go ahead and explain it again for you, Jamie. The reason why it's stupid of her to do that is because if it turns out that she's not in danger, because we still don't actually know that she is, if it turns out that she's not in danger, because now this is a police, there's an investigation open here. Okay, we just don't know what the circumstances of that investigation are. But when she went half cocked going, Sophie's missing with some homemade missing persons poster, well, that was irresponsible. Because what if it turns out that she's not actually missing? What if it turned out that she was not in any danger? Or still, we don't know if she's actually in any danger for sure. But imagine. Wouldn't that put her in danger? Because you've got a bunch of senseless people that listen to a gossip channel try to handle a missing persons case? That absolutely would solidify this child being in danger. Until we have instructions from law enforcement on how the public should handle this, then we need to just shut up and let the law enforcement do their job. It's just that simple. So that's why I called her stupid. That's why I'm still calling her stupid. Because she's reckless. That was reckless stupidity on her end. Jill M, welcome. Let's see. I find that you having experience in family court gives you an insight into crazy things that happen along the court journey. Have you been there? And it's the hardest thing for the children involved. Yeah, I have, as a matter of fact. I have, as a matter of fact. And the thing is I've heard a lot. I've heard this one too. A lot of people are like, "Well, this is why you're taking Michael's side." First of all, I'm not taking Michael's side. I'm not. He lost credibility with me a while back. It wasn't until KJ went half-cocked and said that Sophie was missing without having any information and spreading rumors and gossip without having any solid information. It wasn't until then that I went up here and felt like I had to do damage control. So the bottom line is that now that I talk about missing persons cases here, and this is possibly an official missing persons case in the sense that let's say some of the other gossip is true. Let's say that Michael, and now we have a court order saying that the court has deemed him dangerous for her to be in his immediate care, which she currently is. So we have to assume that that's the case, which is all the more reason why we need to let law enforcement do their job. Oh, hold on 1 second, guys. Hi, hello. Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, I actually, I'm calling because I actually have a YouTube channel. Okay, now that was the detective calling me back, returning my call. He says, I asked him basically if he could tell me that whether or not Michael is considered a danger to Sophie. His answer was his answer was, I can tell you this much. I can't give you a lot of information because it's an open investigation, and she is entered into the official database, national database, as a missing person. But he said, I can tell you this much. As far as him being a danger to her, we do not have enough to issue an Amber Alert yet. He did not, no, what he said was he did not meet the requirements of what it would take to release an Amber Alert. So that tells me that they don't necessarily feel that he is an immediate danger to her. But I asked him what we as the public can do to help their investigation. He simply said, obviously, if you are aware of their whereabouts, make sure to call any local law enforcement agency, because she is registered in the national database as a missing person. So that's all we can go on, folks. So obviously, yes, she's missing. So yes, obviously you want to share her picture. And what we want to do is not do anything rash. We want to control ourselves. We want to control the gossip. We want to control the speculation. Simply, if you happen to know the whereabouts of Michael or Sophie Long or Sophie Long, contact your local law enforcement agency. And that's it. And that's it. That's all we can do, folks. Beyond that. Exactly, Pumpkinhead. We cannot work off assumptions or rumors. Okay? And that's exactly how he answered my question. I asked him, can you tell me if Sophie is considered to be in danger of Michael? And he said, I will tell you this, that he did not meet the requirements of what we would need to issue an Amber Alert. So, oh, I don't know Courtney Chalmers anything. I don't know Courtney Chalmers anything. Because I didn't call her a liar. I said that she had reason to lie, but I didn't call her a liar. I said that she was not a reliable source for information, and I stand by that. She is not a reliable source for information because as far as the court recognizes her, she's nobody in the eyes of the court. We have to go by facts and data, people. Exactly. If you see them, don't be a hero. The hero mentality can cause more issues. Simply, if you learn of their whereabouts, contact your local law enforcement agency. Simple. Real easy. Yeah. I mean, that's to be expected. That's why I don't care. That's why I'm like, anybody who thinks on that level, please go over to her live and listen to her live. Please do that. I don't want you here. This is where people actually think logically. Yeah, like first the dude was kind of pissed off at me because I was like, hey, yeah, listen, I have a YouTube channel, and I guess I was kind of because I'm already live, so I needed to make sure to mute him and everything, and he's like, hey, let me cut you off. He's like, first of all, you failed to identify yourself. What's your name? And I gave him my name, and then he was like, all right, cool. How can I help you? And then he was real forthcoming. He said, it's an open investigation. We're not in the habit of giving a lot of details as far as an open investigation goes, but all I can tell you is that she is listed missing, and she is in the national database of missing people. So that's all I can tell you. And then when I asked him about the danger thing, that's what he said, what I said earlier, and that's it. I asked him, like I said, what I can do. What can I tell my audience how to handle the situation? And he said, well, Pretty simple. Just if you happen to know their whereabouts, we just want to know where they are. So if you happen to know their whereabouts, contact your local law enforcement agency, let them know. And that's it. Like, there was no, okay, he's considered armed and dangerous and blah, blah, blah. None of that crap that you heard over there on Without a Clue. None of that craziness. That's why people, when it comes to these cases, if you're going to talk about a missing persons case, you have to understand that there is a gray area. And in order to, by default, handle these things responsibly and not do the wrong thing and consider a gray area that you might not be aware of or understand because you're not in law enforcement, you're not attorneys, you're not court officers of any kind, you don't know. You don't know how to handle these situations. So what you do is you let the trained professionals handle the situation. You let the trained professionals do the speculating. You let the trained professionals collect information and tell you what to do with it. No, I agree with you. I mean, at this point, if law enforcement is looking for their whereabouts, then I am 100% on board with sharing the information and making sure that doing everything that I can and use my channel to spread the information in order to get her found safely. At this point, now that we know that trained professionals are involved, it's our duty as citizens to assist them. Period. The common sense thing to do here is to assist them, not use the internet to start speculating, spreading rumors. And this is very, very delicate because we know so many rumors about this family already. We already know all the he said, she said between the people. That's not gonna help find Sophie. None of that stuff is going to do anything for Sophie. Okay? Yeah, I mean, that's what she'll do. I guarantee you she hasn't spoken to a detective. I guarantee you. Yeah, I mean, only somebody with a lack of common sense would take what KJ says as gospel. Really, like, seriously. Exactly. Couldn't have said that better myself, Kira. Assist the police, not the other parent. Good. I'm glad she's streaming me. I want her to stream me. I want her to hear what I'm saying. I want our listeners to hear what I'm saying. Absolutely. I mean, she's not going to, if she's streaming me, her listeners are going to know that she didn't speak to a detective. I spoke to a detective. And for her listeners, I'm glad that she's listening. I'll share with you again. I just shared with my listeners. I'll share with her listeners again what this detective just told me. And what this detective said is, yes, she is listed on the missing persons, on the National Missing Persons database. And then I asked him, can he tell me whether or not Michael is considered a danger to Sophie? And what he said was, what I can tell you is this. Michael Long did not meet the requirements that are needed in order to issue an Amber Alert. So that was his way of saying, we're not going to say she's not going to be in danger, but at this time, if she was in danger, we'd issue an Amber Alert, which is what I've been saying this entire time. So she could be in danger, but they don't have enough information to consider Michael Long to be dangerous just yet. Now, the court did find that he was dangerous in order for him to be her primary caretaker. But we still don't know what's going to happen with. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm getting messages after messages. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So we do know that the court did decide that basically he lost the custody case, at least temporarily. But we do know that he filed a writ of mandamus. So yeah, we don't know what the result of that's going to be yet. But at this point, law enforcement does have an open investigation as far as wanting to know the whereabouts. So also for KJ's listeners, very, very important. What I did, I asked that detective what we as the public can do to assist them in locating Sophie. And he simply said, obviously, if you happen to know their whereabouts, contact your local law enforcement agency. That's all he said to do. So obviously, don't go half-cocked. Don't go spreading a bunch of rumors and misinformation before you actually have fact. Katie Joy, before you actually have them as solid fact, do not go and start spreading anything, because until you have them as solid fact, as data in front of you on print, it is rumor. It is gossip. Period. Spreading rumors and gossip can be extremely dangerous. The Wells family is getting death threats because of idiot YouTubers spreading information carelessly. Spreading misinformation carelessly, I should say. Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Well, isn't that what would be said in all missing persons cases? If you call them, see them, but not necessarily, because when you have an Amber Alert, like Summer Wells case, necessarily in an Amber Alert, they're saying, any tips, any idea of where they might be. They're telling you if you know where they are, call them. They're not calling you. They're not asking for speculation and rumors. They don't want you calling them and giving them speculation and rumors. They want data. They want fact. Not, I heard this from somebody, you might want to go look into it. They're not looking for that. They're looking for, if you know where they are, let us know so we can go talk to them. See, more stupidity. Oh, so this is different than Summer Wells because it's Michael Long? True crime is speculation? It's a hobby and interest. No, stupid. True crime is not speculation or a hobby or an interest. It's an interest, sure. But when you follow true crime responsibly, you don't make a game out of it. You don't make a little hobby and game out of it. What you do is you let the professionals handle the situation. You let the professionals focus on locating this child and doing the speculation because they're trained professionals and you're not. You're just some jackass behind a computer screen. So, no, it's not responsible to think of a true crime as speculation and a hobby as an interest. That's my biggest issue with this entire. This is the only reason I even talk about true crime anymore. If I'm being completely honest, I think about stopping doing it all the time. But then I think there's not enough people speaking up against the idiot YouTubers who spread misinformation and spread gossip and speculate on things that they don't know. because they don't have they haven't done the digging. They don't have the access that law enforcement does to witnesses, to anybody's past necessarily. Like, you guys could look up somebody's Facebook, sure. You guys could look up somebody's criminal record, sure. But you don't have the resources to actually do a thorough investigation. And so when you start spreading rumors and you start spreading gossip before you have any actual facts, well, then people start calling tip lines. And then when they call those tip lines and and look at the Summer Wells case, there's already 1,000 tips. And none of them have panned out to be reliable. None of them have panned out to be reliable. How does that help? So sometimes I actually get frustrated with the whole true crime because it's now a genre. People forget that these are real people. As a matter of fact, I'm going to play you guys something. Talking about the Summer Wells case. Now you got me talking about it.
Ventilation and air conditioning technicians install.
Wells is speaking out again, this time to address what he calls negativity circulating on social media.
Today marks 1 month since family members say the Hawkins County 5-year-old girl was last seen at her home in the Beach Creek community. That was June 15th. In a statement to News Channel 11, Donald Wells addressed what he said are attacks on his family and misinformation, saying, quote, "It's affecting my other children who already are hurting." Wells said now it's escalating to threats and potentially putting my other children in danger, end quote.
New at 6 News Channel 11's Bianca Murray spoke with members of the Wells Family Church who say that they've also been the target for social media backlash.
The Wells family attends the Seventh-day Adventist Church here in Kingsport, where the pastor tells me the membership is only around 200. The small church family tells me they have been bombarded with hate on social media simply for being close to the case.
These false accusations aren't helping anybody. Taking videos of our church services and looking for Summer Wells and trying to maybe put together some type of a theory or a conspiracy or some type of thought, it's not based on any evidence. And it's false, and it just hurts people and discourages people.
Kingsport Seventh-day Adventist pastor David Ryder tells me his congregation is struggling to cope with the disappearance of their 5-year-old church member.
They have, struggled with losing sleep at night, not eating, you could say even depression. just almost being sick over what's happened to Summer.
Summer's Sabbath school teacher Robin Lane tells me she's been at the center of social media accusations since her student's disappearance.
People just, they pick through everything you say and the way you say it. And even if your voice sounds a little shaky, it's nervous getting on camera sometimes. It's normal for us to be a little nervous sometimes when we're being asked questions. But people are just, they just attack every single little thing that you say and do. And I just feel like it's not fair.
She's asking those on social media to think before they type.
People who are messaging those mean things, they need to remember that that is a real person that they are talking to. It may just look like a little profile picture of it may not even be the person's face, but there is a face behind that and there are feelings behind that, and they need to be careful what they say.
The church members I spoke with today say they are continuously offering support to the Wells family whenever they can. Reporting in Kingsport, Bianca Murray, News Channel 11.
Well, tonight, investigators with the TBI say they are still looking for the driver of a red Toyota Tacoma pickup truck with a full bed ladder rack. And they're stressing the driver of that truck is identified as a potential witness in the case, not a suspect.
TBI says they've received 978 tips, still no sign of Summer. If you see her or have any information that can help investigators, call 1-800-TBI-FIND or email tips@tbi.tn.gov.
All right. So what bothers me the most about that, guys, what bothers me the most. Now, I will say that I'm happy that mainstream media, that's a local, reputable media source that is speaking on a problem that I've been speaking on for a long time. But what bothers me is that I'm the only YouTuber that speaks on this. I'm the only one. I'm the only one that speaks against not spreading rumors and speculation. And you're hearing church members of Summer Wells' family right now. You're hearing them. They're saying that it's causing psychological damage to just the members of the Sabbath Day school group. That kids in the church are being affected. Some of them are not eating because they're afraid. Because now there's rumors that one of the church members, it could be anybody, some member of the church. Now there's ink in that water. Because now everybody's just like, who could it be? Is there a member of this church that is capable of hurting this child? Now they're living in fear. Why? Because people on social media act irresponsibly. Because YouTubers who just want clicks and views are jumping on a bandwagon to crucify these parents without any evidence to indicate that they had anything to do with their child's disappearance. Evidence to indicate that their lifestyle may be questionable. I will agree with you there. But that does not make them responsible for hurting or even the disappearance of their child. They don't have, I mean, obviously, they've searched everywhere within the radius. I mean, nobody considers the damage that they can cause by spreading rumors and speculations on an open police investigation. It's irresponsible, people. And I'm never going to stop talking about this. As long as it's a problem, I'm never going to stop talking about it. Because somebody's got to do it. Thank you, Amber Magic. I appreciate everything you do. Yeah, it's people who think they're smarter than law enforcement. You know what I mean? Or people who just don't care. That's the biggest issue. You got people like Katie Joy who really just don't care. They'll use the concept of a missing person in order to play off of the emotions of her listeners in order to meet her alternate agenda that has nothing to do with the missing person. How in the hell does getting people to donate to Kelly's law firm help locate Sophie? You got to look at the actions, people, not the words. Yeah, and I know my chair's squeaky. My chair has always been squeaky. I've had the same chair since I started on YouTube. Right. Tara Rice, exactly. I mean, can you imagine what this is what I'm talking about? Like, because now I'm sucked into this again because of the nature of the way that I handle missing persons cases and well, yeah, missing persons cases. The way that I handle these cases on this channel is to avoid the rumors and the speculation. Can you imagine how full my hands are going to be now that Sophie's missing until she's found, until she's considered safe? Hopefully it doesn't take long at all. We know who she's with. We know who she's with. So, I mean, hopefully this is just a situation where Michael comes to his senses and just goes, okay, this has gotten way out of hand. This has gotten way out of hand. And the officer would not confirm to me whether or not Michael had a warrant out for his arrest. But we would know if he had a warrant out for his arrest. That would be public information. So we're not seeing this being built up to the way that Katie Joy tried to sell it in order to get money for Kelly and herself. Hold on, let me see. Glare, since Kelly's legal bill is being paid by members of the public, are we entitled to view the statement of accounts to see what the actual money is being used on? If you're donating money, then I would assume that, yeah, you absolutely have every right. But that's something you have to ask Katie. That's, you know what I mean? That's not something you ask me, because I'm not collecting money from people on behalf of anybody else. Hell no. I'm not doing that. I'm not taking sides here. All I care about is that Sophie's safe. That's all I've ever cared about. See, this is what I'm talking about. You don't know any of this stuff, man. My mouse is frozen and I'm trying to click on the wrong thing. I don't want Louisiana Girls comment up there. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Michael is creepy. Why doesn't he have any interest in his boys? You don't know if he has interest in his boys or not. That's what I'm talking about when I talk about gossip and hearsay. That kind of information right there, whether like you being interested in that and not being interested in Sophie's well-being, speaks volumes about you. That's my point. That's my point. This is the kind of thing that Courtney is flooding KJ with, and KJ sharing all over her live streams. That's not helpful to Sophie in the slightest bit. Let's see, an unidentified nameless Caucasian. In my opinion, the child is missing but not in danger, being with their father who loves her. He may be wrong in his actions, but that doesn't mean he has put her in harm's way. I agree. Until law enforcement says that that's the case, I'm not going to assume that about a father. I'm just not. Do I think that he's handling this all wrong? Absolutely. This is not what I would be doing. Now, again, here's the thing, though. If I believed that with all my heart, which he seems to do, I'm not saying this is the case, guys, but if I believed with all my heart, and I don't think anybody here can say any different, because and I want you to get, I want to get through my entire thought here, okay? If I believed with all my heart that the person that I'm fighting custody, that I'm fighting for custody against, if I felt that my child was in the kind of danger that he believes that his child is in that environment, I would do the same thing probably. Now, the thing is, though, it makes it more complicated. There's a court order. Now, apparently he went about it the right way as far as fighting the court order, right? So apparently he went about it the right way by filing the writ mandamus. So, but the fact that the police are looking for their whereabouts, the fact that he's not letting anybody know where he is definitely handling this wrong. Absolutely. So it seems as though through the courts he's handling things correctly the way that he's supposed to, but he's not allowing Kelly to have the rights that she's entitled to. Because I don't care what you say. Even if that's the case, she has a right to know that her daughter's okay. She has a right to know where her daughter is. She has a right to know these things. See, but again, there's the other side of the same coin there, Tara Rice. This stuff, we don't know any of this stuff. We don't know any of this stuff to be fact. That's also rumor and speculation. You know, we don't want people that are spreading rumor and speculation in Kelly's favor. We don't want them spreading rumor and speculation in Michael's favor. What we need is to just focus on, if you have any solid information as to the whereabouts of where Michael and Sophie are, you need to contact local law enforcement. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing else to be involved here. That's the court's problem. We have to be able to separate a criminal situation from a civil situation. Because the civil part of this aspect is none of our business, guys. See, and I agree with you, Louisiana girl. That information would be on the flyer. Considered armed and dangerous. They issue an Amber Alert when they believe that the child is in danger. When they believe that the child is in grave danger, they issue an Amber Alert. This police officer, this detective confirmed to me directly. And I did ask him, guys, I was like, before I get you off the phone, is it okay if I get you to repeat that while I have my mic unmuted? And he said, no, I'm sorry. He's like, I have to get authorization to be able to speak with any type of media outlet whatsoever. So I said, okay, cool. I totally respect that. And I was just super, super grateful for him even sharing the information that he did with me. So he did say that the situation did not meet the requirements. When I said, is Michael dangerous? He said he did not meet the requirements that would constitute an Amber Alert. So law enforcement, they're not saying that he's not potentially dangerous, but they're saying that they don't consider him to be a danger at this time. Let's see, still speculation. All we know is Sophie is missing. She is not where she is supposed to be right now. Michael is not her custodial parent. These are facts, praying for a safe return. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with anyone who says this. I'm not disagreeing with anyone who says this. I'm saying we need to behave responsibly based on the facts that we do know. We need to conduct ourselves in a responsible fashion. That's all I'm saying. I don't know why that's so difficult to understand. Well, see, I can't do that. Haul out. Here's the thing. It would be, first of all, if I want to rely on these detectives for information moving forward, if I want to rely on this on them being able to entrust me enough to share information with me, well, then I have to remain neutral. First of all. Second of all, I'm sure these are detectives. I'm sure they're aware of how high profile Sophie and Michael are. Otherwise, he wouldn't be. The whole thing with me having a YouTube channel, he was just like, yeah, okay. Like, he got it. You know what I mean? He was like, it made sense to him that I had a YouTube channel and I was asking about Sophie. Put it that way. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and badger this guy for information, because I want him to know that this channel is acting in a responsible fashion in order to spread information that's going to help their investigation, not hinder it. And spreading misinformation and spreading gossip and spreading hearsay and spreading speculation, all that does is interfere with their investigation. And I want to be able to assure him that I'm not that kind of channel. Yes, if they want to hear made-up stories, go to KJ. Bill does important, only not ifs, and make it story time with BS. Yeah, I mean, I'm not here to do that, man. You know, I'm not here to find out what entertains you. I'm here to do what I do, and if it entertains you, great. It's that simple. Panda Pie, I appreciate your responsible reporting, Will, and the fact that you don't jump to outrageous conclusions. I appreciate that, Panda Pie. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. Hooked on Phonics works for me. How we doing? I love the simplicity yet genius of your humor there in your handle. Yeah, I love that. Don't you love that? I mean, that's what you have to expect from some. I mean, this is a moron, dude. Oh man, my mouse is frozen again, dude. That's so annoying. Can't highlight these comments. Hell, bro. All right, well, I guess my mouse is frozen. Well, I kind of love you too, Julie Witcherman. And I'm on to you. I'm on to you. I've seen you in other chats, man. Not using all caps. Not using all caps. And you only use all caps in my chat. So I'm on to you. Don't give me some BS about your phone.
I know, man. My mouse is just like frozen. That's never happened to me while I was live before. So I can't highlight comments right now, guys. So I'll just read them out. Cherie Chapman, you're way late. Cherie Chapman's like, there's a flyer on the Texas website saying she's missing. Look it up. You're way late, man. We already talked about all this. I even shared it. Shut up. I love that. Like, news flash. Like, that's right there is a perfect example of ignorance. Okay? Ignorance in the literal sense of the word. Someone who spews crap out of their face without listening. From the Latin term ignoramus. Ignorant. I've been live for 1 hour and 22 minutes, and I went over every single fact that we have on this situation so far. KJ said that you were saying she wasn't abducted. Total lie. You said it. I heard you. No, I didn't. I said that we don't have any data saying that she was abducted. Stupid. Again, more ignorance. Katie, the crazy nail lady, go focus on nails. Don't do your crazy lady thing here. Not in this chat. Okay, this is for people who listen. Someone commented in her chat they reported you for harassment. Like, what is wrong with people? So much love and respect to you, Will. I hate that she has members only turned on to comment. Of course she has members. She can't take criticism, dude. She can't take criticism, and that's just a way to get people to get memberships. Like, if somebody, listen, if I sat up here and I misspoke in some way, shape, or form, if you can actually show me a timestamp of where I misspoke, then sure. Of course, sure. But see, the difference between me and somebody like Katie Joy is I actually make sure that what I'm saying is fact, or I clear it as allegedly. I disclaim it as being alleged or rumor or speculation. I always disclaim it. And I rarely even feel the need to do that. The glare, this is on the verge of turning criminal. Michael, do the right thing. Tom Riddle, I am going to agree with you there. I am going to agree with you there. This is on the verge of becoming criminal. Now, this is not criminal officially just yet. I did not get that confirmation from that detective. If it was, well, we would have a warrant out for his arrest. That would mean that he's wanted for breaking a law. All they're doing right now is looking for them. That's it. All they're doing right now is looking for them. Oh, wait, my mouse is working now. Hold on. Let me correct something here because I'm not too big to do that. Let me. Okay, yeah, I must have read your comment wrong, Katie, the crazy nail lady. I apologize. Let me read your correction here. Wow, I guess I meant that she said you wouldn't say it was official that she was missing. I misspoke, but was not trying to argue. Yeah, the word abducted threw me off there. So, so yeah, we're good. I apologize if I snapped at you. I've been very vocal that I have a very, very thin amount of patience for stupidity. And I took that as a stupid comment.
I apologize. Well, I mean, I feel like that's lost. I mean, if you want my personal opinion at this point, he needs to just do the right thing and take her to the local police station, and then they work it out and figure out what to do from there. That's my personal opinion. That's what Michael needs to be doing. Yeah, so let's see. Tom Riddle, putting you on the spot, what do you think are the odds that Michael is going to catch a charge? I think they're pretty good. I think that him catching a charge is actually pretty good if he does not do the right thing. I think that they're giving him a window of opportunity here to do the right thing, which is his only chance of being able to have any credibility left with the court moving forward. But he's blowing that, and he continues to do that, which is why I stopped supporting him before. It's just funny, man. I love how people took me saying, don't listen to gossip, listen to facts, as me defending Michael. I just played for you guys. I just played for you. I'll play it again. I'll play it one more time, guys. If this thing ever, my StreamYard's acting really, really funky right now. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. All right. All right, one more time, guys. As soon as StreamYard decides to work for me. StreamYard sucks. All right.
And yes, when a family member reaches out to me, I'm going to listen and I'm going to respond. Because I'm concerned for Sophie's safety. Unlike Katie Joy, I'm actually concerned for Sophie's safety. So I did some digging to find out if I needed to be concerned for her safety. And I have come up short. I do not find any reason why I need to be concerned for her safety as of right now. Maybe in a week, maybe tomorrow, maybe in an hour. Who knows?
And here it is. What, 2 days later? 2 days later, yes, I am concerned for Sophie's safety. Absolutely. Didn't take a week. Took a little longer than an hour. But I am concerned for Sophie's safety at this point. So yeah, I am definitely of the opinion that Michael needs to do the right thing. I don't think this is definitely not a good look. Shacking up with one of his, people wasn't a good look. Because what it did is it just made him look like he was in love with his own image, and that's not a good look for the court. And that's when I was just like, all right, man, like that's where you and me. That's where you and me separate paths here. And that doesn't mean that I don't believe Sophie. I believe Sophie. The court believes Sophie in the sense that the court believes that what they saw was a genuine fear for her mom. Based on the ruling that we saw there has to be a reunification program implemented between her and Kelly. There has to be that. And that wouldn't take place unless she genuinely felt like she did not want to be in that environment. So I definitely believe that her actions were genuine in that video. I still believe that. I have no reason not to believe that. So yeah, I mean that's as much information that is out there yet, folks. As soon as I have more information, I will share it with you. At this point, I am invested in Sophie being found and Sophie being found safely. I am 100% invested in this. I'm obviously still very much invested in Summer Wells. So any updates on Summer Wells, you guys will get from me. So the information on Summer Wells, again, she's missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. She's 5 years old, blonde hair, blue eyes, 3 feet, weighs 40 pounds. And the description last seen, she was wearing gray pants, pink shirt, possibly barefoot. If you have information on that, call 1-800-TBI-FIND. They are also looking for a potential witness who would be driving a red or maroon Toyota Tacoma, 1998 to 2000 model with a full bed ladder rack along with white buckets in the truck bed. And one more. Oh man, I lost it here. Oh, my screen is so slow. Oh man, not that. Not that. I want Google Maps. I'm trying to look at no Google Maps. All right, so I'm going to share Sophie's missing persons poster since it is posted on the government website. Since it is an official missing persons post, that I will happily share. Let me blow that up. All right, and all right. What info that I gave earlier was not true? What info did I give that was not true? I'd love to hear that, Holly Marie. All right, so I'm gonna give her a chance to answer that. In the meantime, so Sophie, we already know all this stuff, but let's give some more information here. She is 5 feet tall. She is 95 pounds. She's age 10, blonde hair, blue eyes, white, and she's missing from Texas. Now, the circumstances say here, missing juvenile is believed to be with her non-custodial parent, Michael Long, and may be en route to Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Mexico, or Argentina. And the only reason that that's even on there is because he could speak Spanish, supposedly. So Michael Long is possibly driving in an off-white 2010 Ford Edge SUV or a gray van with blacked out windows, a NRA sticker and black rack on top. Missing juvenile has a small burn mark on sorry, it's very blurry. Small birthmark on one of her arms. So, Michael, why do you got to be driving a van, dude, with tinted windows? Come on, dude. That is not a good look for you, homie. Like, you are just batting 1,000 right now, my man. Go to the cops, man. Like, put an end to this stupidity, dude. Like, seriously. Like, if I was talking to him right now, this is exactly how I'd be talking to him. I am talking to him. But if I was actually talking, like, with him on the phone with me, this is exactly how I'd be talking to him. Like, what are you doing right now, man? Seriously. This is asinine, dude. Like, because you know that he thinks that he's just, like, doing, like, the, you know, that he's just doing the right thing. I mean, right. Lee Lamb, he's not going to get past customs. You know what I mean? Well, Tom Riddle, he is a very intelligent guy. He is a very, very intelligent guy, but he's not thinking rationally at the moment. I don't believe that he's thinking rationally at the moment. And the court doesn't believe that he's thinking rationally at the moment. And until we can prove that the court is corrupt, we have to assume that they're telling the truth. Because I don't have any proof that the court is corrupt. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to believe that the guy that I had plenty of conversations with genuinely cares for his child and has the instinct to do what's best for her, and just come to terms like, what's the end game here, dude? You know, like, you have to have a certain sense of rationality to where you're going to rationally come to a conclusion of what's the end game here. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, you can't realistically flee the country with her. You know what I mean? That's the only way you're going to be able to do that. And the longer that you, the longer that you hide her, the worse it makes you look. The longer you keep her whereabouts a secret, the worse it makes you look. And the longer that you have law enforcement digging and trying to find you, the more on an offensive mode law enforcement is going to react. They're going to start looking at this child as being endangered, and then it's going to become dangerous for you, and it's going to become dangerous for Sophie. Again, I stand by that statement. Whatever is dangerous for Michael is dangerous for Sophie at the moment. So what we need to do is encourage Michael. Michael, I'm talking to you. I'm encouraging you to do the right thing and simply show up to your local law enforcement agency and at least report that she's okay. And if they tell you you gotta give her up, then give her up, and then start the fight all over again. Do what you gotta do. But this is not going to help anything. This is not, what you're doing now isn't going to help anything. Now, again, we still have to also wait and see what the writ mandamus does. We don't have any results on that as far as the court goes. But these actions that he's taking right now, I'm guessing are probably, I don't know anything about the law, but I'm guessing this isn't going to work in his favor. This isn't going to work in the favor of him as far as what he's trying to get done through that writ of mandamus. So I don't see this helping that decision being made. So I'm imploring with Michael to just do the right thing, because if the police deem him to be dangerous, then they're going to treat him like he's dangerous, and that puts him in danger, which by default puts Sophie in danger. So, Michael, this puts you in danger, which by default, whether you like it or not, puts Sophie in danger. So do the right thing here, man. Seriously, do the right thing. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. Any new information that I get, I will let you know. And we will do this again very soon, my friends.